I'm Al. Welcome to Criterion Corner. It is so good to see you all again. Man, I've had a good month with the Criterion sale at Barnes & Noble. Can't wait to get into all the movies that I picked up. And some of them were suggested by people out there in the Criterion community on YouTube. Some of them were even suggested by just viewers over time, over the last couple years. I've been putting things on my list, which I will share with you guys, but I did make myself a new rule so I can keep a few boundaries on this. I want to keep making this more and more entertaining for myself. So I made a new rule to go with my rule that I came up with in November. So I'd like to get into those first, and then we'll get into my list. So in November, I came up with a rule to where I couldn't buy any new Criterion unless I watched the last batch of Criterion that I purchased at the Barnes & Noble that I had gone to previously. Now, it is really hard to keep that going because you get excited and new things are coming out. However, I managed to do it last time, and it did keep me very honest. It also keeps me from just having cellophane on every single one of my selections up there, although I do put it in a sleeve after I open it. But I digress. It's fantastic to watch as soon as you bring it home. It makes you, I don't know, it makes me feel as though I'm picking more inspired choices. My second rule is I can't buy anything if it's not in person at a Barnes & Noble. No online purchases. There's only one caveat to this rule, and that is if Barnes & Noble at their stores or online, either way, if they do not offer this movie, period. And that did happen this go around, and I've heard others say that they've had a hard time. I did look on barnesandnoble.com, and they just don't carry this particular film. The first movie that I picked up this year was one that I've been kind of kicking the tires on for a while. It is a newer movie. It came out in 2016. I believe it came out just like a year or two ago on Criterion. It's 105 minutes long. It's in English and French with subtitles if needed and when needed. It's spine number 899, and it is Personal Shopper. This movie right here it's great storytelling. I've already watched this one, so there you go, proof in the pudding right there. The rules are working. This movie is fantastic. I am going to put up a full review of this, so I just want to pop through and make this video as short as possible for you all. But if you haven't picked this one up, I'm just going to go ahead and say go pick it up before the sale ends tonight. All right, so number one, Personal Shopper. This next movie is one that has been suggested to me many times before from many YouTube Criterion Collection aficionados. There are people out there that know this way better than I do. This cover has really attracted me for some time. However, I never picked it up because I'll be honest with you, the length of time of this movie, 236 minutes, kind of scared me away. And I thought, well, I can watch more movies in the course of that time if I go and pick shorter movies. And, you know, you have different stages of life. You have different moods that you're in when you're buying. And I was buying a lot of comedies and so on and so on. But this time I bought a 1991 movie. It is in Mandarin and Taiwanese with English subtitles. It is spine number 804, and it is director Edward Yang's Brighter Summer Day. I have to admit, there are a few people online that have suggested this, and I cannot be any more excited to watch a movie. The length of the runtime doesn't scare me anymore. I can watch longer movies. It's just that I really have to have a perfect setting to do so. And I do believe that this will be a perfect setting for a rainy day. That's what I'm guessing, but if you have a different suggestion, please leave it down in the comments. But that's Edward Yang's Brighter Summer Day, and I have to say that I am very excited to see this one. My third movie is one by Mr. Alfred Hitchcock, one that I've been wanting to get ever since it came out a couple years ago on Criterion. The cover looks fantastic. I really do like Alfred Hitchcock, I should say. But this movie, I just kept putting it back. I think it's like Nathan Hale always talks about how he has A Night to Remember, I believe it was, that he put back all the time for a long time, and that's what he calls his choices. But I would have to say it was either this movie or maybe one other that I put back the most, and I finally just went ahead and bit the bullet. I'm very excited to watch Alfred Hitchcock, Spy Number 137, Notorious. This movie, it scratches all of the itches that I have for good movies. It's relatively short, 101 minutes. It's a 1946 movie. Black and white. I love black and white movies. But this one has everything, and I don't know, that cover really does look like it's just straight film noir. But it's a twisted love story is what it says, and the rest of the description, I know it's a thriller, I know it's not film noir, but I'm very excited to see Alfred Hitchcock's Notorious. So I like to throw a little comedy in there every once in a while, and a while back I did pick up another movie by this director, so I did like that one, and I have watched many other films by this director, or a few other films I should say, and I like his acting as well. This is a 1991 movie. It's only 111 minutes. It's Spy Number 1071, and it is Albert Brooks and Meryl Streep in Defending Your Life. I remember seeing this as a kid and not really getting it because it was just way over my head. I think I was in the room when I wasn't supposed to be, and I just didn't get it. But I don't know. I like his comedy. It's like a dry humor, and I really am excited to see Defending Your Life. Okay, for all the Criterion Collection community out there that has been hitting me over the head for the last couple years, Nathan Hale from Nathan Hale Classics, Tony from Basement Blues, and many others, please check out their channels. They're fantastic, way better than I am, and I am late to the game on some of these movies, but I am at the game because of them, and this is one of those movies that they have been telling me through their videos to see for a long time. 1955, only 93 minutes long. It's just a bite-sized movie. This is Spy Number 541, and this is the infamous The Night of the Hunter. I think it's time I watch this. For as long as I've been in the Criterion, like collecting it and everything, for, I don't know, 6-7 years, something like that, maybe 8. I have to say that this movie right here, I don't know when this one even came out on the Criterion or became part of the collection, but this movie has been suggested maybe the most, maybe second most, I don't know. There's another one that I'm going to bring up here in a little while, but Night of the Hunter is supposed to be just a great performance, great direction, great all around, and I'm interested to see. I've never seen them Criterion team up with anybody. They teamed up with the UCLA Film and Television Archive for this one, so I'm interested in seeing what all that entails. Seems like it has quite a few features, even Ed Sullivan show in which cast members perform a deleted scene, so that sounds pretty cool. So Night of the Hunter. Thank you for all that did suggest this one. I'm very excited. Okay, so when you have a channel, Cinemachine, and you have a show called Criterion Corner, you sometimes see that other people have shows called Criterion Corner, and it's not because anybody copied one another. Heck, there are probably people before me calling this Criterion Corner that have Criterion Corner shows. But there is someone on YouTube goes by the name of The Welder. I believe his name is DJ. He too is based in the Atlanta area, but he and his friend Connor, I've been watching their channel, The Welder's channel, quite a bit lately, and they both went on and on and on about this next movie. And I have to say that this is simply because of how well they describe this movie. They sold me on this. A while back I saw the movie Love Affair, and I was stricken by Irene, is it Dunn or Dune? I want to say Dunn. Her performance in that, she just leapt off the screen, and I wanted to see more, and she's in this movie. This is a 1937 film, 91 minutes, spine number 917, The Awful Truth. And I don't know if they'll ever see this, but DJ, Connor, thank you so much for suggesting this. You guys do a great show. If you haven't checked them out, I'll leave their link down in the description. They are fantastic. Really, really laid back show, but I'm very excited to see this. This is basically these Cary Grant, Irene Dunn are gonna get a divorce, so they start having relationships with people outside of their marriage, from my understanding, and they just foil each other's attempts at having other relationships, and it sounds like a pretty funny time. So that sold me. It's only 91 minutes. Why wouldn't I even give it a shot? And but yeah, that's the power of watching YouTube videos during the month of the Criterion sale. You end up buying stuff that you didn't expect to buy. I have to admit that I do like this cover art. It's very well made. It's illustrated, and the faces are very realistic, but everything else is very, very cartoony, so it's kind of a mixture, and it's very nice. So The Awful Truth, very excited to see this. Thank you again for suggesting. One film that has been suggested to me many times over from you out there that watch this version of the Criterion Corner, and many others from the Criterion community have suggested that I watch this movie, and it's supposed to be a cute little comedy, very family-oriented film, if you can get that close to a family-oriented film in Criterion. This is a 1959 film. It's 94 minutes long. It's in Japanese with English subtitles, and it's spine number 84. And I am going to be watching Good Morning. I'll be honest with you, this is technically my blind buy this go around. I simply went off of so many people have just bombarded me with get it. So I got it. And I'm very excited to watch it because only thing I know is the kids are I didn't even read the back. I just said, nope. I trust the people out there that have been telling me to watch this stuff. So I went and I got this. I really do like the cover, so that attracted me as well. I will say that. And I will say that I'm into Japanese film, getting in there more and more. So very excited about that. But I also, somebody told me that this is a lot of potty humor, but done in a tasteful way, if that makes sense. So very excited to watch this, and thanks to everybody that has suggested that over the years. My next film is one that I've wanted for a while. It's one that I've probably put down third or fourth most. I would always pick it up, have it in my stack, and then I'd put it back because I was like, I'm going to get something else. But I went ahead and I bought it because I feel as though they're going to be taking this one off. I have no evidence of that. It's just that they did size the packaging down, and I didn't want to take a shot of it not having this version of the packaging. I like the digipacks, and this is still in a digipack. So I didn't want to take a chance on it being in a jewel case before I got a chance to get it, or it just being gone altogether. So this is a 1981 movie. It's only 103 minutes, not bad. All of these are pretty short except the one. And then it's a David Cronenberg. Can't beat that. Already have Videodrome and Naked Lunch. So I felt like this would be a great companion piece to kind of round out the collection. I know Crash is out there, but I have to say that Crash is... I've seen it before. Maybe I have to see it again, but it's not really my favorite Cronenberg. But I went ahead and bought Scanners. This movie is cheesy if you look at it nowadays, but it's cheesy in the best way, and it's fantastic. I believe it's Michael Ironside that is the main actor, and I don't know, this I love the packaging, number one. Okay, I love the movie. I really am looking forward to showing this to my movie club, so fair warning. I did show them Videodrome before, and they were divided. We'll say that. But this movie right here, I believe, is a little more accessible. It's not as in your face as Videodrome. So, man, it's cool art. Look at that. That's really cool. So, yeah, David Cronenberg's Scanners. Very excited. All right, we're getting to the end of this list, but I went pretty light this go around. But one that I couldn't go without was one that Nathan Hale screams about on the mountaintops all the time. He's a mild-mannered guy, but he is always talking about this film. And Tony from Basement Blues has mentioned this with high regard, and I'm very excited that I was able to get this. Now, this is one I had to break the rule for. Okay, Barnes & Noble does not carry this film, so that made me think, what else does Barnes & Noble just not carry? So I'm gonna have to make a list of that here in the near future. I don't know if that means that they're gonna be taking it off the market soon, or if that just means that Barnes & Noble only allows for a certain amount. But I know others have purchased this at Barnes & Noble in the past, but now that Amazon does sell the Criterion at the same time, kind of waters it down for me. I wanted to make sure I got this, so I went ahead and bought it by Nathan and Tony. I mean, seriously, thank you guys so much. I've been watching their channels for so long whenever I didn't have a channel, and this movie's 1921. It's a silent film. It's 106 minutes. It's spine number 579, and it is Phantom Carriage. Man, I am excited to see what you guys have been hyping up for a very long time. And I'm also excited to start dipping my toe in the silent film waters. You guys speak so highly of it, and I have seen some Chaplin films in the past, but I have to say that Phantom Carriage, I mean, this is hauntingly design. Like the design on here is just fantastic. And yeah, the cover always attracted me, but then I saw silent film and I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna want to do that. And then I would pick up, whatever was a little more accessible or whatever. But you guys have talked me into this. Again, thank you very much for influencing me. So when I started this go around of the Criterion sale, there was one movie that I've been wanting for a few months now. It was just released on Criterion, I believe back in March, if I'm not mistaken, but I've wanted it ever since they announced that it was coming out. I've seen this film quite a few times. I love concert films. This is 1978, 117 minutes. If you haven't seen this, please do. It's spine number 1118. This is Martin Scorsese. The band's The Last Waltz. This is inspiring. If you're a musician, it's inspiring. It's jaw-dropping to see the talent on one stage. But if you're not a musician, you can tap your foot, sing along, clap your hands, whatever. This is fantastic, and I would say get the companion vinyl, or however you choose to listen to music, digital stream or whatever. But I got the Blu-ray edition because I don't know. I don't believe you're gonna make this that much better. If you guys tell me differently, I will go and buy the 4K at a later date, but I just bought this one so I could put $5 towards another movie. I know that sounds silly, but I am not the biggest Martin Scorsese fan. I like a lot of his movies. That's why I didn't buy Raging Bull. It's just not a movie. I don't really like that movie too much. I know, calm down. But maybe I need to watch it again, but I just don't like it. I appreciate everything that the movie is. It's just the story I don't care too much for. I really do appreciate all the effort that De Niro and Scorsese put into that, but De Niro with the body weight and everything. But that's why I didn't get that. And Okja, some of the newer ones, I want to get newer, but this is the newest one I can bring myself to purchase. The Last Waltz, Martin Scorsese, the band. It's fantastic. I might actually watch this one right after I finish here. Criterion wasn't the only thing on sale. So do I need to be flogged or anything like that for admitting that I bought some Arrow during the Criterion sale? Because I couldn't pass up 2 Arrow choices. So I did pick up An American Werewolf in London. This movie is just classic. If you haven't seen this, please do. This is, for my money, this is the definitive collection. Tell me if there's a better out there, but I mean, Arrow is really nipping at the heels of Criterion when it comes to like their super special editions. I have this. The next one I'm going to tell you about, RoboCop, Tremors, Donnie Darko. Seems like I have 1 or 2 others, but I'm very impressed with the effort that they go into. You get the poster, you get the booklet. This case is very high quality, and the movies are great. However, they look fantastic on the shelf as well, so I really can't complain. The one I had to get, this is just one of my movies. I've been waiting for this to come out. They announced it, but it only came out overseas a while back, and they finally released it in the United States, and I wanted to get a movie written by Quentin Tarantino, but directed by Tony Scott, and that is True Romance. You can't go wrong with this movie. If you're okay with a little potty language, this movie is very good. It's a good love story. It's brutal. Christian Slater is really good in this, and Trisha Arquette's really good. Gary Oldman is freaking awesome in this, and that's an understatement. It is hard to believe it's the same Gary Oldman that played Commissioner Gordon and so on and so forth. I mean, it's just, Gary Oldman has been at this for some time. He was a great character actor. He still is a great character actor, but then people started to know who he was, and they kind of put him in the more subdued, I guess, wise older man roles. So, but he used to be just like Mr. Character Actor, and it's fantastic to watch. So, very excited to watch all the films that I bought. I cannot thank you all enough for watching this show, but for all of you that make shows, that make your own Criterion shows, thank you so much for simply giving me ideas, for making this fun for me over the years. It is so much fun to go out. Yes, we spend too much money on this silly hobby, but these movies really do speak volumes, and with the way that cinema is and stuff like that, where it's very, very hit or miss, and I would say miss more than hit, these really do scratch the itch. They also help me really introduce new movies to friends, and they introduce me to new genres of film, films that I would have been a little bit more nervous to watch had it not been advertised so well by you all out there in the Criterion community. So thank you so much. I'm Al. Please like, subscribe, share if you want to. Other than that, just leave a comment. Let me know what you thought about this video. Let me know what movies you picked up, and let me know what I should have gotten instead of what I did get, or what I should maybe get in November. I'll be making that list here in about a month or so. I've still got leftovers on this list, so it's going to happen very soon. Thank you all so much, and I'll see you all on the next Criterion.